Hello and welcome to a very special program honoring our Teachers of the Year. I'm Tyler Hill, Communications Coordinator with Arlington Community Schools. Well, this is unlike any Teacher of the Year ceremony we've ever had before. We believe our Teachers of the Year are some of the best educators in the state, region, and country. So we typically like to bring in their families, celebrate them with a dinner and recognition ceremony, and brag on their accomplishments. Well, this year things will obviously look a little different due to COVID-19, but it's not stopping us from recognizing these amazing, hard-working teachers. Tonight, we want to introduce you to our Teachers of the Year with videos that we filmed before the school closure. And at the end, we'll announce our District Teacher of the Year. First up, Tina Verheyen. She actually didn't want to be a teacher at first. She got her degree in financing and worked in a bank. That's until a customer told her she had the qualities of a teacher. So she quit her banking job, went back to school, and became a special education teacher and never looked back. Tina Verheyen is Donaldson Elementary's Teacher of the Year.
When it's not, it's always a capital I.
My undergrad was in finance, started in a bank, never wanted to be a teacher. Both of my sisters are teachers, my mom works in the school, had no desire to teach. As I was working at a bank, I had a customer come in and say, "May I ask why you do what you do?" And of course I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I've given horrible customer service, like what can I do to make this better? And he said, "You are wonderful. I just see you teaching my children." And that is why I'm here. My name is Tina Verheyen and I teach special education at Donaldson Elementary. That customer changed my life and my perspective on things. What if that customer had not said that to me? Like, I would probably still be in a bank. I would probably still be just crunching numbers every day. Being in a bank was not my purpose, it was my want. And that's a huge difference in what I hope that I show to these kids. Like, don't just go with things that you want. Go try to find your purpose in life. And that's what I was fighting against. And I would miss out on so much had I just followed what I wanted to do. I get emotional because I see what I would be missing out on and these children that I love so much, and I wouldn't have that at a bank or any other job that I have, and it's just finding a job that fulfills your purpose. I teach kindergarten, first, second, and third. I teach reading and math. So it's deficits that are different from grade level standards. So I just I call myself a glass filler, just things that they're struggling with to catch them up onto grade level. Every child is so different, and I call myself an investigator because I'm constantly trying to figure out how these children learn.
What is the purpose of this line?
And why they learn differently. What I can do better to help them learn. My job is to not have a job. My job is to get these children back into their classroom. My hope is that at the end of every year I don't have a job, that every child I will catch them up to where they need to be. They deserve to be with their peers all day long, because that's what our goal should be, is to push these children and close the gaps that they have.
Oh.
It's just natural for me to show the affection that I have for them because I truly mean it. These are my kids. I've had this group of kids since I've been here. We have grown. Not they, we. I have grown as a teacher. Our job, we have the beauty of growing with kids, where most homeroom teachers only have a child for 1 year. We can have them, some children in special education are there for 5 and 6 years, and it's just with my job teaching kindergarten through third, I can have the same child for 4 years and impact that child, and they can impact me, and we can grow together for 4 years, and it's an honor. It's a beautiful thing to watch them grow.
Our next Teacher of the Year is Lisa Brigance. She teaches 5th grade math and science at Arlington Elementary. 23 years into her career, she never carries lesson plans over from the year before. And you can commonly find her out of the chair and moving around with her students. Lisa Brigance is Arlington Elementary's Teacher of the Year.
I'm very playful by nature, so we do a lot of laughing while we're learning. We try to do as much hands-on, get out of our seat. I hate to sit for a long time, so I don't expect my children to sit in the seat the whole time. We're up moving. I may be old, but I can get down on the ground. I got this. My name is Lisa Brigance. I've been teaching for 23 years here in the Memphis and suburbs. It's my pleasure to teach fifth graders. It's my favorite grade to teach. I teach fifth grade math and science. So this is my niche in the world. The very first thing I learned that you don't learn in school, you can't teach them if you don't love them. And you have to find a way to love everybody that sits in your room. A lot of them, it's so easy, you don't have to work at it. And some of them you have to work a little bit harder, but not hard. Everybody has something wonderful in them. You have to figure out what they like and then plan your lessons around that. So I don't ever use lesson plans from the year before, ever. I start out every year with a blank slate, and that's how I start my year, and that's how I plan my lessons for the particular group of kids I have and for the things they like, so I can make it relevant to them. You can take any standard, anybody can go up there and teach, but it's not going to stick unless it's relevant to the children, and I'm going to make sure it's always relevant to my students. I know my gratification comes when I hear what we call air sucking. When I hear, you know they got it. That is your gratification. It doesn't take somebody saying you did a great job. It doesn't take an evaluator coming through and evaluating me. It takes the look on that child's face, or the thank you from that child, or that air sucking that I know it was worth me getting out of bed today for, because this child needed me today. So it's not always instant gratification, even though that's wonderful. Sometimes it's long term, and sometimes it's the kids you think, I didn't do enough, or I didn't reach that child, and then you find out not only did you reach them, but you made a difference. I have a passion for what I do, and my purpose in life is to make a difference on the future, and my way to do that is to reach these children, let them know I love them. I tell my students every day, as individuals, not as collective whole, I love you, have a good afternoon, lots of love to you. I want them to understand that when they walk out my door, that they are loved, and when they come back tomorrow, somebody's happy to be here to greet them at that door, because a positive attitude yields positive results. When I come to work, I know that I have fulfilled not just a job, but I've fulfilled my goal of making a difference in this world, even one person, one child, one question at a time.
Teaching is not Letitia King's first career. Her background is actually in animal science, and she spent years working as a 4-H youth development agent for the UT Extension Service. But for the past 5 years, she's been sharing her knowledge and talents at Arlington Middle, where she's this year's Teacher of the Year.
I have grown as a teacher. It's funny when my students tell me, they think they got it all figured out. And I say, I was once a child and I thought I had it all figured out. Even in my 20s, I thought I had it all figured out. And now I've given up on the thought that I've got it all figured out. My name is Letitia King, and I teach 8th grade science here at Arlington Middle School. Originally, I was a youth development agent, which is for 4-H for the University of Tennessee Extension Service. I actually ended that career because of some life-changing moments, becoming a wife and a mom, and exploring some other career options. I came back to children because my background actually is in animal science, but I decided that I wanted to stick with working with children. And being an animal scientist, science is my first love, so that's why I chose to actually teach science with children. One of the interesting things that I do with all of my lessons is connected to how are they actually using it today. Students want to know, how is this affecting me today? And so one of the things when we talked about rock cycle is sedimentary rocks. And that limestone, which has so many uses, even in our purification of our water system, even in our toothpaste that we use. So my students never question why is it important for us to learn what we're learning, because I make sure to connect that at the beginning or at the end of our lesson every single day. Although I teach science, I really talk more about my students discovering themselves and their purpose. One of the things we started this year out with is called One Word, just one word, and it's a reflection on what can I do every day to become the person that I envision. It was my hope that what they learn in my class, I tell them all the time that they can take to any class and they can take beyond 8th grade and that they become productive citizens. I've actually believed that this is my purpose in life. Although I tell my students all the time that I feel like I'm on plan elemental P. Not A, B, or C, but usually I feel like your purpose chooses you. So I feel like that teaching has chosen me.
Our last teacher of the year is Carla Parham. She began teaching 23 or 24 years ago, I don't know. She stopped counting after 20, but the last 15 of those have been at Arlington High School, where she's one of the founding teachers who began there in 2004. Much has changed since then, but her love for math and students remains the same. Carla Parham is Arlington High School's Teacher of the Year.
I have loved math since the 2nd grade. So I started college majoring in pharmacy. Chemistry and I didn't really get along, so I had to change. And I changed to nutrition. Well, I don't really eat nutritious foods. Then I tried accounting, but when they told me a credit could be a minus and a debit could be a plus, I didn't really understand that. So then I just kept taking psychology classes and math classes, and I actually took a class at Memphis, a little test that told you what you could do with your assets, and teacher was it. My name's Carla Parham. I have been a math teacher for 23 years. 23, 24, I think 23.
Once you get after 20, right, you
just kind of forget. I've been at Arlington since it opened in 2004. That first year was a challenge because you didn't have a gym. You didn't have, all the normal things that you think of at the high school. But it was also exciting because, you were starting everything. I mean, you started every club, every program, everything from the ground up. And now to see, like this year, all the programs we have, it's just amazing to see how far we've come from that very beginning. And things have changed. I mean, when I first started teaching, I was using an overhead, and wiping it down every day. And now I have my Apple TV and my iPad, and I make videos for my students all the time now, and that wasn't a possibility when I started. That has been one of the greatest helps, I think, for some of the students who need more review or need more time with the material. I've had students say, Ms. Parham, I watched that review video 3 times. I'm like, yes. They needed it. Yeah, totally worth it. I think one of the most important parts is that you have to make your class fun. It can't be they don't want to come to your room. So while we laugh and giggle and maybe they talk a little bit too much, they also, I think, like coming to my class. And if they like coming, then they'll give you more back. And then I try to help them see the cool part of math, the excitement when you do get the right answer, or you do work this complicated problem and it makes sense. I love when they say, oh my gosh, I get it. That moment. I love the math and I love the kids. 100%. I really do love coming to work every day and spending time with them, teaching them math, getting to know them, even their problems, and, just hopefully inspiring them to continue to be a learner forever.
So now is the time where we announce our District Teacher of the Year. Although we typically announce this at the banquet, we decided to hop on a video call to surprise this teacher. Take a look at our District Teacher of the Year.
One of the things that obviously due to COVID that we're not going to be able to do is our Teacher of the Year banquet that we do every year, which is probably, if not it's probably the most fun event that I do all year long. It really gives us a time to celebrate our rock stars within our school district and the impact that you very special teachers have on our kids. And so this is our new Teacher of the Year banquet this year. I wanted to say, Ms. Brigance, thank you. As you know, you are the winner for our district for for 5 through 8. And I've had the honor of knowing firsthand how you are impacting kids because I have mine in your class this year. And so you are just certainly a very special teacher, and we're so proud that you're one of our teachers of the years. But more importantly, I'm really happy to tell you, not only are you one of our teachers of the year, you are ACS District Teacher of the Year for this whole school district.
Congratulations.
And I just wanted to say that no one deserves it more than you. The hours and the time and the connections that you make with your students is just unbelievable. You know, I've always said that people can get in and deliver a great lesson, but if you're not connecting with students, I don't know how much that impact is. And you certainly are an example of how you connect with students and the impact that you make. And I've seen being around Arlington Elementary, kids that are in middle school and high school come back and hug your neck and thank you. And again, that's a true testament to your work. So I want to say congratulations. We are well represented and excited that you're our District Teacher of the Year, and just couldn't be happier.
That's such an honor. Thank you so much.
Ms. Jones, I didn't know if you wanted to say something.
Well, you pretty much took it all, Miss Mason. You know, just thinking about it, working with Miss Brigance year after year. I guess Lisa, is it about 7 or 8 years now? Are we on about
8 years?
Just simply put, she is absolutely the best. She gives 110% every day, day after day, year after year. She starts over. Every student in her classroom grows. I mean, it's amazing. Sometimes I look at it and I'm like, how does she do it? Like you said, I can't imagine anyone better than Miss Brigance representing us for the district. But she does it all, and she makes learning exciting. The kids retain what they learn, and not only do students come back and hug her neck, I've seen parents come back and thank her for having their kiddos ready for middle school math, and it means a lot. She's here in the building, and I don't know what I'd do if she was going to tell me she was going to retire or leave. So yeah, it'd be big shoes to fill. So we're so glad you're here, Lisa.
Thank you so much.
Well, how does that feel, Miss Brigance, to be honored for all the hard work that you do?
It's unbelievable. I'm like, I did not expect this at all.
It's just what you do every day, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. I just do it from the heart. That's all I know to do.
Congratulations to our District Teacher of the Year, Lisa Brigance, and all of our Teachers of the Year, Tina Verheyen, Letitia King, and Carla Parham. You make us ACS proud. And finally tonight, we have one last person we'd like to recognize. Each year, we like to choose one supervisor who has stood out. And what a timely year it is to recognize Russell Overby, Arlington Community Schools IT Coordinator. He's over the technology infrastructure throughout the entire district, and boy, what a job that is. As you know, ACS is a one-to-one iPad district, and with that comes so many behind-the-scenes logistics that we rely on Russell to master. His worth and dedication to our district has especially shown true during the COVID-19 closure, when we've had to rely on distance learning and teaching and working from home through video conferencing. We've relied on technology particularly so during this closure, and we thank Russell for keeping us afloat with or without a pandemic. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and download the ACS mobile app to stay up to date on the latest news and information. Have a good night.